Hello. Oh my god, shake the can. What's going on, guys? We'll give it a minute and see if anybody gets in here. Alright. We will see. In the meantime, I will set up the camera. I think this is a pretty good size. It's good. Yeah, it's pretty good. So we're doing some prep tonight for the live stream, where we're going to set up our other dios, and we're going to do more of the Black Legion collection. So we'll wait till we get some people in here. In the meantime, I'll do some prep work and get the Black Legion figures. Actually, you know what? I have to get the other diorama stuff out too. Nope, let me move this back. There we go. I think that's pretty good. Nice. There we go. Yo, what's up, Cyber Rat? What's up, J-Mac? What's going on? So, really quickly, this will be a really quick live stream. I just want to show you guys kind of the creation of like what like a massive diorama. First of all, is the music on? Yes, music's on. Great. So this is about 100 pounds of kinetic sand. I don't know if you guys have ever messed around with kinetic sand, but the cool thing about this stuff is it doesn't just fall apart. So when you're doing like a diorama for JOYTOY or whatever, your Warhammer 40K figures or whatever, it stays together. So you can use, and it doesn't get all over the place. It will fall apart as you want it to, and will have the consistency that you want, especially in your pictures and your displays. But the awesome thing about this stuff is it comes in a lot of different colors, and it's awesome. You can shape it, you can mess around with it. So again, this is about 100 pounds of kinetic sand that I have on here. And then this big, huge piece is actually a dog. It's a dog tray for when they sleep inside the house. So I bought an extra large one, and so the sand just sits on top of it, and then I'm able to reuse it. Now I have an extra 100 pounds of blue kinetic sand, purple, red, and green. So I have a couple extra different colors as well. Tonight we're just gonna do the this regular sand color, and we're gonna create the diorama for it. Now what's cool also is you guys have probably seen this on many other people's pieces, right? So we have this piece, which I'm going to throw on here too. But the other thing that I have, which I haven't used recently, is these pieces of a castle. And I purchased this from Big Bad Toy Store, I want to say about a year, no, more than that, probably 3 years ago. Oh no, wait, this is the, this is the box with all my McFarlane Gene Stealers. So, oh, here it is. So we might as well bring this over. So tonight we're gonna do, on the other side of this camera is the collection. So we're gonna do, and I'll take it off the stand here in a second so I can show you guys. We're gonna do the Black Legion figures, and we're gonna set them up in my display over there. So let me take this off, and you guys can see the Black Legion figures that we're gonna set up tonight. Let's jump over here. So this is the Black Legion figures. I have all the version 1 figures that came out. What's up, Triple D? So I have all the version 1 figures and all the version 2. Again, this is just Black Legion figures. So you'll see like, let's grab, these are amazing. They have the huge, massive bolters. And originally when these came out, they had the really strong, like rubbery, burnt smell on them. But these are awesome figures. I love this. So I have all of them. Obviously I have my Justarian Terminators in here. We have, I think, Abaddons in here. We have the new ones that came out. So we'll set them up in the diorama just for a quick couple shots. And then we're gonna throw them in the display stands. So yeah, dude, tell me about it, Cyber. What's the difference between my brother and my refrigerator? I don't know, Harold. You're gonna have to tell me. But yeah, so we have a ton of the figures, a ton of Black Legion figures to get through tonight, and we're gonna set them up on the display. behind here. So we got the Blood Angel figures completed. We have to put up Sanguinius there. We got all of the Grey Knight figures set up. We're gonna do Black Legion, then we're gonna do Sons of Horus, and then if I have room, right here is gonna be the Alpha Legion. Then over here will be obviously the Imperial Knight. We'll leave him here. We'll have the, when I move that out of the way, we'll have the Cadian forces. And then all up here is going to be all the rest of the figures that I have. All right, all that Nemesis Force Blade Sword will come down. The helm will come down. Power Pack will come down. And so we'll have a whole bunch of a different area to be able to set up. So, yeah. Dude, yeah. So tonight, like I said, yo, what's up, winner? Thank you, Jay. So I'll upload some of my collection soon. Dude, yeah, you have to, winner. I've seen you post and comment on the stuff. I want to see more of your collection, so absolutely. But so tonight we'll do, this is the massive diorama. Actually, let me switch the camera. So again, this is the massive diorama that I have set up. This is about, I would say about 4 feet deep, and it's probably about 7 feet wide. So I have some lights and everything set up. This light right here, I can switch the colors on. We have a couple halogen lights over here. And so I'm gonna really quickly set this up. And then the other thing that I was telling you about is right here. And we're gonna use this tonight on the display also. Is this it? Yeah, this is it. So in this box, I have another, it's like a castle-like display. So in here, I have this all wrapped in like shirts and stuff so it doesn't break on me. But we have this piece which we'll be able to put out. And then we have an entire display. So this is part of it. All right, and so this, I'm not gonna put it together this second because I wanna get the sand, but I wanna get the pieces out just to make sure that nothing has been broken. And I don't think anything has broke. And I bought this from Big Bad Toy Store about a couple of years ago. So, and this is a really large setup for this. So we'll put this here. Yeah, this ain't gonna go anywhere. So we'll put that there, we have that. And then I've set this up before, and these are actually really awesome. Here's another piece that I almost break it. And so the cool thing about the Kinetic sand, like I was saying before, is the fact that you're able to really mold it to what you want to do. Here's another piece that we'll be using tonight. So we'll have a nice, massive diorama display. I have a couple more pieces that I have to grab out. Here's another piece. So here's another piece of it. I'm trying to put it so that it's out of the sand's way, because what essentially I want to do is I want to get this all spread out so that we have a nice good base for our diorama display. So that will be the goal here really quickly, and then later tonight we'll do the live stream again, probably after 11 like I normally do, and we'll set up the entire diorama display. And then we're going to set up that, and then we're going to set up the collection, the additional Black Legion figures in the collection. So we'll go from there. So yeah, so I'm really quickly wanting to show you guys the process that I go through for creating a diorama display, and kind of some of the different tools that you can use to help set it up so it's pretty much yours. Oh, this piece broke. That's right. I had one of these pieces of this diorama set. This is the steps, and these steps actually cracked right here in the middle, and I was able to glue them to come back together. So this goes with this entire piece. There's another piece. There's 2 more pieces, and there's that. So that gives you an idea of everything that's going to be a part of this display. And then we'll set it up. We'll do some Black Legion figures, pictures, and then we're going to throw them in the display. And I think that we'll take the Dreadnought there, the Chaos Dreadnought, and we'll throw him on the bottom. And then the second level, I'm hoping that I'll have enough room in these displays to be able to get Black Legion, Black Legion, Sons of Horus, and then Alpha Legion. That's what I'm hoping, that I'll be able to have enough. Yo, what's up, Uppercase? What's going on, DG? What is up, my Mr. Mod? What's going on? So yeah, so tonight I really quickly wanted to show you guys, I guess I'll do a really quick start the creation of this so you guys can see exactly what I'm doing. Let's switch the camera. There we go. So you guys can see kind of the process that I go through to be able to create this. So, and then I will say, it's really awesome being able to work with the kinetic sand. Originally, I had bought the kinetic sand for my son when he was younger. He still loves it, and I bought him his own setup. But I'm like, oh man, I'm like, this stuff will actually be perfect for the dioramas. And sure enough, it was. Oh dude, I still have all of these gene stealers to set up as well. So this is, let's get it a nice view so you guys can see, because I know I'm going to get in the way here. New to Warhammer, just started collecting the JOYTOY Primarchs and learning lore. Jay, you have come to the right place, dude. I love, I'm also kind of new to Warhammer overall. I got into Warhammer probably 2019, I would say 2019, 2020, when I blew my Achilles. And so I had a lot of free time sitting around waiting for my Achilles to heal. And so I got really into Battle Sector, and I got into Cascade Demon Hunter. And that's kind of what my gateway into Warhammer 40K really was. Because after that, those two games really set you up from a lore perspective to understand really everything that's going on. So I'm trying to find the perfect view here. There we go, that's not too bad. But yeah, I do JOYTOY reviews. We do a weekly show whenever JOYTOY officially releases some new figures, and that's on Sunday nights, called Toy Hammer After Dark. So we kind of go through the new releases for the week, and we give you at least what I think are the best prices that you want to pick up the figures, and then really what I think about the new figures that are coming out, and overall what is the direction, what we're going to see. But I have the same kind of prospects as far as collecting. I collect a couple of different legions, and then I also collect all of the Primarch figures, and then I collect, at least that's the plan. Then I collect 2 to 3, generally I try to keep it 2 to 3 army builders of that particular chapter at that time. So for instance, like the World Eaters with Angron, I was originally only supposed to get 2 of the World Eaters, but my co-host on my show, Recon Rage, showed me his collection, and then I was like, well, now I gotta buy all of the World Eaters, which I wound up doing, and I still gotta do an opening. And I still haven't got my Angron yet. I gotta do a live unboxing when I get my Angron. So, and that hopefully, I got news, hopefully it will be sometime this week or the beginning of next week. So, all right, so I'm moving the diorama pieces out of the way, and then we're really quickly just gonna spread this out. Again, this is about 100 pounds of kinetic sand, and this is really cool to be able to work with. I don't know if you guys have ever worked with anything like this. This is part of the fun part of being able to create like your own diorama and really get into like creation of something for yourself. One thing that I want to do too, I forgot, is I have all of these from Hobby Lobby. They're these pieces of, essentially it's supposed to be like a brick fence. So I bought a whole bunch of these, and these actually work out. I think this is the plaster frame or plaster setup, and so these are really cool. And then what I'll do is I'll just set them up around the entire display so it has the feel. So you don't have, when you do your diorama pictures, you're not going to have an empty backspace. You don't have to worry about trying to fill it up or get a weird camera angle when you're taking your picture. You can just have, from what I've felt and I've seen, is you can just have these set up in the back of it and then push up kinetic sand into it so that it holds it into place. So it works out pretty good. Let's see what's going on in the chat. You could do an argument, dude. DG, I have the red kinetic sand to do when I get anger on. So when I get anger on, we're gonna change this background to a hell background. We're gonna change the lights, because I have a couple other colored lights, and we'll do like an orange glow that's coming down. And then I'm gonna switch out the sand to do a red sand. So that's what the plan is for when I get anger on and the world use. And then the other thing I have, which I think I'm gonna incorporate in tonight, I picked up this stuff, which is very fine black sand. And so we will set up, because I have sand on my hand, we'll set up using this. Maybe we'll have a black onyx pit in the middle of all of this, which I have to separate and gotta be really careful about so I don't mix this up. But this is very fine grade sand, so, and it's magnetic. So it actually makes some pretty cool designs. I just have to set it up so that we have this in a kind of like a plastic display base, so that it's separated from the rest of the kinetic sand, so I'm not mixing it. So I don't know what exactly would happen. I'm sure it wouldn't be bad, but that's the point. I don't want to have the two mixed. So, but yeah, I'm gonna do that. We're gonna go through the collection later tonight as we progress through finishing up this room. And then I did 2 more reviews last night on 2 products that came, or 3 products that came in from the mail call live stream that we did on Sunday. And that was pretty cool. I've been meaning to open those up. And I will say the bag from the Acadia bag that I picked up from Starforge is actually freaking awesome, dude. Actually really awesome. I think it's gonna be, I think I'm gonna try to bring it to Comic-Con when I go this year. I think I'm gonna, I think that would be perfect, especially for the second costume that I plan on wearing when I'm walking around and just trying to relax. And I'm not wearing the Grey Knights cosplay the entire time, so that should be fun. So looking at the chat, what else do we got going on? The one with the Hawk and the red helmet one, cool. Same with Korvax, I feel. I'm thinking of getting some commanders or some orc squigs would be fun to paint. You got Neo, you got to get some JOYTOY orcs, man. I will help fund that development of it, because you're an orc fan and you definitely need to pick up some orc figures. And those are, even though they're early, like you'll see tonight when I do the Black Legion figures, even though they're early figures, at least that they have them. Like there are some like Eldar figures, there are no Eldar figures whatsoever, right? So for people who are Eldar fans, I'm sure that kind of sucks. I'm just trying to wipe this out. I'm getting more sand on the ground. Oh, like I said, the really cool thing about the kinetic sand, even though I got it on the ground, it stays together so you can easily put it back into place. And we're just spreading it out and we're creating a quick base. And then the thing that I did was the previous black base that we had here was the smaller one. I didn't realize I set up, there must have been a reason why I set this up last year with the smaller one. And so we set this up with the larger one now to have a bigger base set up, or a bigger diorama rather, set up with this. So this should be pretty cool. The only thing with these little fence pieces is you got to be careful, because some of them, they're supposed to fit together, and so some of them do and some of them don't. So again, we just want a base on the back so that when we're doing any kind of pictures or anything, you don't have to worry about taking any kind of weird angle pictures, because you'll have everything kind of set up and you're not going to have any weird areas that like show up in the pictures, or you don't have to worry about taking weird angles, which is something that I had to do in the beginning when I was doing this. So this helps alleviate that process and that problem. So quick question to you guys, and I put it up in the poll before for this. Do you guys create? I know that some of you guys, especially because we have a Discord. By the way, I'm going to remember this right now. If you guys like this content, please like and subscribe. But we had a comment, or I know that from the Discord, which we also have a Discord server, that you guys like to set up and take pictures of your figures. Do you guys ever set up like elaborate dioramas like this? All the cool orcs are sold out on JOYTOYers. I know. You gotta watch for SDG and then look on AliExpress for some cool ones to come out. I'm gonna try to make a Christmas diorama. Just finished making an alley. Dude, trash can records. I gotta see that. But I'll be checking records. Yeah, again, Neo, they have them official TikTok, but they should have a few. Again, Neo, keep in touch with DG. And then DG, if you can, keep an eye out for the orc figures as they're, if any are available on AliExpress, which you're gonna get probably the best deal on, if you don't mind taking the chance on that. All right, so these are some of my tools that I use to help break down or give texture to the sand. So this is just a little, I think this is for cappuccinos, to believe it or not, or something like that, to give it texture. But I use this to help push down the sand and to help create more of a uniform look, or more of a texture look, instead of just having finger holes in the sand. So there's a couple of different tricks that I'll do with this. So as we're setting up the rest of the back wall for this, and then what we'll do is we'll wind up pushing the sand up against it so that it is held in place and you don't have to worry about anything moving around. So this is going to be here, and then this will be here. I'm gonna have one extra piece, I think. We'll put this one right here. I think I messed up the size of it, but that's fine. So anyway, so this is kind of the setup. What I'm essentially going to do is I'm going to go get some dinner in a second, but I'm going to set up the rest of this, right? And then, like I was saying before, what I use is this to push down the sand. It might look weird and funky right now, but when the whole thing is done and it's all pushed over, it actually looks really awesome. And the thing I have to do too is I have to match up how much sand is around here so that we can have a couple of different like areas that are a bit higher, so we get a little bit of natural hills to it. But overall, I'm gonna want it to be somewhat level, so it makes it easier to put, especially the castle displays or the old castle displays down, and we can mess around with this. So yeah, so I really quickly wanted to give you guys a really quick look at what it's like, for me at least, to create a diorama for this stuff. So yeah, all right guys, so we'll be back later tonight. I'm gonna be on probably about 11 o'clock. 10:30, 11, we'll go live again. This will all be set up, and then we're going to do the rest of the collection setup. We'll move, again, like I said, in this box here we showed before, we have all of the Black Legion figures. They're gonna go in here. Again, we got our Grey Knight set up, and we have all of our Blood Angel figures set up. So again, we'll be back on live later tonight. Very cool, I can't wait. So yeah, all right guys, again, if you guys like this content, like and subscribe. All right guys, I'm Wraith, I'm out. Later guys.